Let's talk travel.
Hello, good morning. Welcome back to Let's Talk Travel. I'm sure you all will agree that the generation plays an important role in the travel behavior and the purchase habits. Of course, going on holiday is an amazing experience for all age groups. However, the choice as to where to go, where to stay, and what kind of experience you want, this varies significantly between generations. Generation Z and millennials generally crave for authentic experience, unique destinations, and they prefer to be the first in their peers to discover a new experience. Whereas members of Generation X, they focus on family-oriented holidays and they are drawn to cultural experiences. They enjoy museums, historical sites, arts, culture, etc. Let's talk to our guest Harry to know more about what travel means to Generation Z. Harry is a graduate and he loves to travel. Let's welcome Harry now. Hi, Harry. Good morning.
Good morning, Lakshmi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good, thank you. Good.
Welcome to Let's Talk Travel.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. You know, travel is so beautiful for all age group. What we are trying to do today is how travel is looked at by people of your generation, belonging to Gen Z or millennials. So we are actually wanted to show our listeners like what Gen Z is looking travel as. So let's start with the first question as what travel means to you? Like, why do you want to travel?
Personally, for me, I like to travel because I think travel allows you to find different opportunities to do things you love. So personally, I love doing a lot of different sports, and I travel to, for example, kite surfing and stuff like this. So when I travel, I love to travel to go find new kite surfing spots, new people in that sport, and I love to travel to have the whole experience. I also love to travel to see different cultures. I believe that, it's really good and you can learn a lot from different people, and being around different people and a change of people really opens your mind, and it's a very enjoyable thing.
That's lovely. So when did you start traveling first?
Well, technically I started traveling in my mother's womb, but I believe the first country I ever went to was probably when I was about 4 months old, was Maldives.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, from then I haven't, from then it's been my favorite place to travel is the Maldives.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. But obviously you won't be remembering anything when you were
No. But from when I remember,
Hmm.
probably about 7 years old is where I can remember, and that was traveling on using a cruise ship.
Wonderful.
And yes, we went on a cruise and we traveled all around Europe, and yeah, it was very nice. But I can't remember that much because of my age, but that's the last memory I have of the first time I traveled.
I agree with you. It's very difficult to remember a 7-year-old travel
Yes.
experience. Of course.
Yeah, yes.
To travel with. I know you've done a lot of travel, must have done a lot of travel with your parents, and you must have done a lot of travel with your friends. So
yeah. So who do I prefer?
Yeah.
I prefer, to be honest, both is very nice. You see, like if you travel with your parents, you can, you're very comfortable, and of course, your parents are, to be travel, you have to, it's very fortunate to travel, and you can with your friends, it's more, you're going to do stuff that you and your friends enjoy. It's more of fun, and like, you don't stay in like the nicest of hotels, but when traveling with your parents, it's more, you go and you stay in nice places and you stay in something that suits both of you. So I mean, it's two different experiences. Personally, you know one experience is more like, between luxury, and then the other experience is like, forget about the luxury, you're just going to have fun with your friends.
Great. So how do you choose a travel destination when you're traveling with your friends? Of course, when you travel with your parents, they do everything for you. And when you're traveling with your friends, so where your group of Gen Z guys are going together, so how do you choose your destination?
Well, first I'll speak for myself, then I'll speak for my generation. So based on myself, I pick a travel destination because that travel destination has the best spots to do my sport of kite surfing. So that is the majority. and that makes up my decision. I want to go see this place to try that spot there. And then with my generation, most people, they would choose to travel where there's a city where there's a different culture, a different lifestyle, and they just want to go and enjoy it with friends. So I'll give you an example to make it clearly. Like, a very popular with my generation is London, because they love how it is, very, they love the food there, they love the characters and the culture. So they don't go travel there to do a sport. They go travel there to go and enjoy the culture and enjoy everything.
Yeah, we see a lot of young people traveling to experience different cultures, and you people love unique destinations. So which is
Yeah,
really
exactly.
amazing. Yeah, which is really amazing. If you are given a specific budget, and where do you think the most part of your budget will be spent on?
So personally, I think most of my budget will be spent on accommodation, to be honest. I mean, flights these days you can find very cheap, especially if you book in advance. Uh, but I think depends, like, to be honest, it depends who I'm traveling with. I mean, if I'm traveling with a group of friends who are going to just do the sport that we love, then most of the money is actually going to be spent in flights, because when we live together in, let's say, a villa. We all rent a villa, so it becomes very cheap.
Yeah.
But let's say if I'm traveling with a group of friends to London or something, London is naturally an expensive place. So you're going to end up, spending a lot of money in accommodation, especially if you want to be in a nice area. Or if you're going to somewhere exotic, like, somewhere different, like, for example, Sri Lanka, India, or something like that, then I think the majority of your money will be in general traveling from destination to destination, because you don't only want to stay in one place. Otherwise, it's mostly confined to accommodation, I believe.
And how much is food important to you? Like, are you very choosy in trying the local food, or
Yeah.
yeah? So
Yeah. I think food is I think one of the biggest part of, traveling is experiencing different cultures of food. I mean, living in Dubai, personally, we have a lot of cultures here. So you do get, a lot of different types of food, but it's not the same as when you travel. So I think, like, it's always, that's why some of the people love to travel to these exotic countries, is to experience their food. And I think it is, the majority of travel to different destinations would be to be culture and food. And food is a big part. I think food defines culture in many ways, and depends if you love food or not.
okay. What do you think that your generation enjoy the most that other travelers are missing?
Good question. So the thing, my generation, I think they actually enjoy the most is food. They like, other travelers will go and stay in a hotel, and the hotel will cater to the most, to all the cuisines. Let's, in our generation, we live, let's say, in a villa or something. In the villa, we can cook ourselves, yeah, but also most of the majority, we are out of the villa. Most of the time of the day, we are, the villa is just somewhere to sleep. And we're experiencing the culture of food and eating, especially most of these. I think it is, food. It comes down to food.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And do you enjoy like camping and going with a tent, and those kind of adventures or tour also is a part of like a Gen Z, right?
Yeah. I think that's always very fun to do that type of stuff, but you have to be with the right people. Some people, it's not for everyone. So if you're with the right people, personally, I really enjoy it. I think it's nice to get away from. I mean, most people lives in cities, right? So going and being in nature is always a nice thing. But otherwise, other from that, I think it boils down to who you're with, to be honest.
Great. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
Great day.
No problem. You too. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye bye.